Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Demetrius Thomas coming to you via video, not live. I want to say live so bad because that's what I'm used to going through is live on Facebook. So you all know that I have to record my videos first whenever I want to upload them on the YouTube channel. I found out a few things this week about the YouTube channel, in which I have been studying. I've connected with a few folks who are very successful at doing this. One thing I found out is most of them still record and just upload. That's what they do. Every now and then they go live, but a lot of them, they still record videos and do segments and upload them that way for so many different reasons. They don't want to be interrupted with the content that they have to present it. So they're like, it's okay, just keep recording your videos and keep uploading them on the YouTube channel, because that actually works out best for you because you have no interruptions. So I guess I'll do this for a little while and then we can move forward once I get to 1,000 subscribers. The second thing is that I found out I have to continue to keep trying to upload the videos. The more videos and more content that I upload, the faster the process takes. So I'm going to be a lot more intent with uploading videos, maybe several times a day, because I do get a lot of information for the channel. A huge thank you. I really probably will always start out this way because I am very grateful for so many of you that have subscribed. You have shared the channel on your page. You've hit the little button, which looks like a bell on the right side of the channel, and it is the notification bell. So when I upload anything, you'll automatically get notified if you are a subscriber. When you like the content, it just gets the algorithms up and people can, it gets the numbers up as people go, and maybe they look for something on healing, and they'll, if they put in the word healing, my page will come up. And usually the more likes or that you have, it makes it more popular. But as you all know, I've done this for years, and I've shared my journey to so many different ways and so many things that I've had to heal from. So this is not my first time doing this, but it is my first time doing the healing segments on the YouTube channel. It's not my first time being on YouTube. I said that before too, but this is my first time doing a healing channel. And I had to go back and redo the entire channel and rename it just Life's Journey Through Life Experiences have got me to this moment. Just to say that these are my truths, these are my experiences, these are my life nuggets, things that I have done in my life personally to bring the healing that's necessary, the real, authentic, genuine healing where I had to go deep to get what I needed to get to be my best version of myself, my more authentic self. Like I said, I've always been very open and I've always been very genuine, but on this journey during this season, especially for my last 2 years, but this year alone was very intentional, hard, but it was good. So a lot of healing, and that's where this page was birthed. And I said that a couple of times before on my Facebook Live. This page was birthed through my own walk and my own truths and my own experiences and my own journey. So with that being said, things that I'll share that I've done, things that I've read, it's not something that you have to do, but if you are searching to get the healing that I've gotten at the level that I've gotten it takes work. One thing I thought about this week, and it really stuck with me, to the depths that I was hurt is to the depths that you need to put in. Same way that to the depths that I was hurt is to the depths of the amount of effort that I put in to get healed. So the level that I was hurt on is the level that I had to get healed on. That's why I say the channel and the content may not be for everyone, but I can guarantee you that if you're looking for someone who have experienced things in life and have watched them overcome, push through, to by any means necessary to become healed, that I can honestly say that is me. That's myself. So it is Wednesday morning and I have a few extra moments and I want to go ahead on and do this video so I can upload the content. So with that being said, I'm starting this segment, and it's amazing because I feel like we're going into 2022. And I don't like to jump ahead. I'm the one that have said for the last 2 years, be mindful trying to go into the new year. Be mindful saying, oh, we only got 12 days left. Can't wait till the new year, because we don't know what the new year holds. But what you're doing right now will prepare you for the new year. And in my own private time this week and in my own meditations and prayer and searching for some things, I got that. just what we're doing right now, it just prepares you. It prepares you for 2022 to process whatever it throws at you. So it prepares you to even start the journey of healing, to even begin or continue the journey to healing. But I tell you, it just prepares you for what 22 may throw at you. So with that being said, I want to start strong mind, strong life, strong mind, strong life. And to be honest with you, I could even go back to my health and fitness days, and when I had my health and fitness class, the regimen that the things that I did every morning, the things that I did daily, even when working out, this is probably one of the most powerful statements that I made over and over in my class and encouraged the women at the time to get. Is the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind. Strong mind, strong life. That is so true. Now I'll share with you, I have 4 different things that I jotted down, but I have so many other things that I'll expound on over these next, and I'll probably stay on a segment, I'll say weekly. I'm gonna see how that flows. 3 times a week, sometimes twice a day. But right now, strong mind, strong life. First thing, you had to realize that the mind is just a muscle. It's a muscle. And it's just like your whole body. Really, the more you give its attention, the more you work out, the better you'll build it. So you're like, okay, what do you mean about that? So my thing is, you can take everything that you're experiencing in life and you can grow from it, and you can grow your mind. You can strengthen your mind through it. But this is something that has to be done with intention. Strong mind, strong life. First thing that you have to be aware of, your mind is a muscle. That means you train it. You train the behaviors. You train it with what we watch. We train it with what we see. We train it to what we're paying attention to. Ear gates, eye gates. We train it that way. What you put in, what you watch, what you hear, you're training your whole mind. It's the same way with your body. It's so funny. You'll often hear me go back to physical examples because that's how I got to where I'm at right now today. So, like for instance, I was a very avid runner for years. That's what I did. Okay. I can literally start back power walking right now, and within 2 or 3 months, my muscles are ready to start jogging because it's muscle memory. I trained my muscles for years to get to a point of jogging, to get to a point of running long distance. So when I start back on the journey to becoming healthier and more fit, it naturally has muscle memory. It's what you call muscle memory. Your brain is the same way. It's that muscle that once you train it, once you get it to a point and a desire of, okay, I want to be healthy. Okay, I want to be fit. Okay, I want to be whole. Okay, I don't like these feelings. I don't like what I'm experiencing. So let me fix this. And that's, I think for me, been on the journey for the last 2 years, I'm kind of grateful that I had tools and things that I had done prior to my journey, and which I can go back to and I can kind of pick up and just continue. I don't continue from where I left off, but I continue the same habits. I continue the same things, which helps me to build my strong mind again, because it's sitting there and I don't start from the beginning. I start from experience. And you can read that meme over and over again. But if you're just starting, these are things that you need to know. Your muscle can be disciplined. It can be controlled. It can be strengthened, but it takes work. It takes intention. That's number 2. You have to be willing to do it. It's a muscle, but you have to be willing, and you have to want to be intentional about the change in your mind. You have to put in the efforts. You have to do the work. You have to be responsible. You have to take your own responsibility toward your mind. No matter what happened, no matter how you got there. That was one of my most powerful moments and downloads that I got, was when I had to realize, okay, you're feeling this way. You don't like what you're feeling. You don't like what you're thinking. So guess what? You got to fix it. I don't care how much I went to speak with the therapist. I don't care how much I read. I don't care how much I prayed. I don't care how much people spoke in my life. I don't care how much I shared with people that held me accountable, and the things that they gave me and the advice and the things that they encouraged me to do. It was when I made up my mind to say, you know what, it's my responsibility now. I need to apply all these things that I've learned. I need to apply all these things that's been told to me. I need to do the work on me. That's the thing. You have to be willing to do the work. You're not just going to get up and say, okay, I just want to strengthen my mind. It's not. It takes consistency and discipline, I promise you. With any other part, just like you do with anything else, you have to do the mind the same way. Be intentional. Number 3, there are times, I said it earlier in this when I was just talking about it, that you may need assistance. Some people may have a strong enough mind to figure out how to tap into it, but I'm sure they developed that from somewhere in growing up. So I don't know if I may have a young young woman, a young man watching me that's just starting out with life. And they're like, okay, I get that. So I always have said, even on my fitness journey, some of the same disciplines and some of the same commitment levels and some of the same tools that I used in college and in high school when I was one of the top athletes, I have to use it now and in my adult life at 50. And when I was using it at 40 and 45, the same things that I use, the commitment, like I said, to be disciplined, I use the same thing now to get and to maintain and to obtain a strong mind. But if I can't, if that's not working, I may need assistance at some time. Assistance mean I may have to go to a friend of mine that have experienced that, and I know that they've overcame that. And so they'll come and they can be that light, and they can be an avenue or a channel for me to grow through. I may need counseling. I may need therapy. I may need that. I may need to read an extra book about it. I may need to watch YouTube a little bit more. I may need to not just pray about a thing. I may need to fast about it. Whatever it takes to get my mind to the point of strength to where I feel like that I can get, that I've attained the level that I need to overcome what I'm facing, or to endure and go through what I'm facing, or decisions that I need to make, and need a strong mind. So that's number 3. You may need assistance. But I'm telling you, you can get all the assistance in the world, but you still have to apply what's been assisted to you when it comes to building a strong mind. You can watch these videos every day, all day, but you have to apply. You have to apply what you're listening and what you're hearing. And you have to, I always hear my mama say, you have to be a partaker in your success. It's the truth. I've heard her say it over and over again. Sometimes you have to be a partaker in your blessing from Christ. And that's true. There's some things that we have to do as individuals that no matter what we're facing, we have to do. It's a part that we play in the success. So even though we get assistance, even though we look and we read and we watch and we follow and we pay attention, Facebook Lives, apps, YouTube channels, we still have to do some work within ourselves also. So number 4, everything can be a mind strengthening building moment. That's what I said earlier. So I gave these 4 little steps, 4 steps really quick, but everything. And I'm going to tell you when it gets to number 4 now, everything can be a mind strengthening moment. That's when you realize, when you get to a certain place where you may feel like, man, I need to grow from this point. I need to think different. Man, I need something different. I need, and it's funny because we're at the end of the year, and that's where everybody's at. They've probably been there. Me, I do life by quarters. So I'm already working on January, February, March. I already got a plan. I already have dates. I have things set my intention. And a lot of that you learn it in the corporate world. They have quarters. And in school, we have semesters. They have 9 weeks. But you're already thinking on, what can I do better? How can I improve? You should be. I do that around my birthday time too. I feel like I have 2 New Year's, birthdays and the first of the year. But you do that with intention. Everything can be a mind-building moment. Once you realize, okay, I desire to be a better me. I desire to grow. I desire to be stronger. And for me, it was, I desire not to think like this. That's what happened to me in February, March. I desire to be whole from these hurts, healing to help heal. 11:22. I desire to get out of this space. I desire to get out of this long dark tunnel. I'm gonna find a light somewhere. If I don't see one, I'm gonna create a light. If I don't feel like it, I'm gonna do it until I feel something shift. That's where I say strong mind, strong life, because it really starts in your thinking process. It starts in how bad do you want it. It's a muscle. You discipline it. That's what I said. Number 1. Number 2, how bad do you want it? I knew in February, March that I had to have it bad, or it was not going to turn out in my best good for me or anybody around me. I thank God for the journey. And I tell people all the time, every year it was hard and it was hurtful, but it was helpful. It's weird to say that, but I am who I am today because of the things that was inflicted and the things that was allowed to cross my path. And I said to myself, I said, I'm not supposed to think like this. I know that. Not even just as a Christian, but as a human. This is not okay. So that's why I took that moment. I took those moments. I built the muscle moments. I took the willing and the intention, because I knew that I wasn't supposed to think like this. I shouldn't be feeling like this. My heart shouldn't be feeling like this. But I had to first start in my mind, and I had to do some things intentionally to pull me from that moment. Then there were times that I had to get the assistance. There was times that I may have to call, and get me a phone conversation. I may have to call, and I may have to share some things with people that I know that have been a great impact in my life and that have overcome things, and they're not going to judge me, but they're going to love me, and they're going to help me, and they're going to pull me through. That's the power of having wise people in your life and wise people in your circle, and people who've overcome things and who can be raw and real with you. That's the power of having good connections. So I may need some assistance. And number 4, I used everything as a mind teaching moment, especially after March. I looked and said, oh, okay, I get this. Because there's a purpose for everything in our life if we take the time. And if you're on the journey, I said this the other day on my live feed, and I have 4 minutes left. If you're on this journey, I promise you, and your heart and mind is open to healing, and your heart and mind is open to growing, and your heart and mind is cultivating and creating a better you, because you still, we say these things, but that's what manifestation. And I hear people all the time, oh, when you say manifestation, I don't believe that's spiritual. Honey, I know that you play a part in your success. The teacher can give you the study guide all day long. She can tell you the whole test. You don't know how she gonna write the question. You don't know where the question gonna come from. You don't know if that is gonna be A, B, C, or D. But she can give you all the bullet points and say, study all 50 of these, and we're gonna have this test on Friday. You got the whole test before you. All you gotta do is go home and study. That's it. Study the facts about whatever it is. Okay? Well, guess what? If you don't use the study guide to study for the test, what you gonna do when the test come up? I promise you, 8, 9 times out of 10. If you're not knowledgeable of what's going on and don't have the experience on the study guide, you're not going to pass it. So we can have what we need in front of us, but if we don't apply it, then it does us no good. Well, I knew, for me, I had to have it. I knew everything that was before me. I began to look at it as my heart and mind was open, and I wanted the change. I needed the change, and things were coming across my path to help me get to those moments. Were there easy things? No. Was it easy things? No. Was it simple things? Sometimes it wasn't. But because my heart and my mind desired to grow, because I knew that I had to get my mind to think a certain kind of way, because I had already experienced that in years prior, I knew that I had to get my mind to process and think in a new way. Therefore, I had to put in the work. So the first thing I had to do was I had to begin to rebuild my mind muscle. And before I end this, I want to share this with you all. Being on the health and fitness journey for 11 years, I've always had setbacks. And what happened with the setbacks was I knew I had to form a way to come back. I knew I had to do things differently. I knew I had to put in practices. I knew I had to be intentional. But at the end of the day, even when I had my setbacks, I knew that I was going to have failures. I expected that. That's what life does for you when you're on these kind of journeys. But what happened for me is, because I knew that I expected that, there were some things that I was already prepared for, and the health and fitness prepared me for that. I knew that I could go out and do some things that would increase my endorphins and decrease my stress. So I had built a relationship with health and fitness, really I had, that had caused me to be able to overcome so many things in my life. When it came to health and fitness, it helped me to overcome so many other things that would hit me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even financially. The physical had really done that, but it started in my mindset because I was intentional. So what I had to do was, when I got to a place where I didn't understand or I didn't like it, I'm gonna say it again, the things that I was thinking, the things that was in my heart, and I opened up my life and my mind to the change. I was real with myself. I was authentic with myself and friends and people. I was authentic to my faith and what I believe. I was authentic to that. And when I opened up and was real about that, then these things began to come to me. What I'm saying is, to get to the place where you can be full and true and authentic to yourself, that's where it starts at. A real healing journey never fully manifests if you're fake, if you're phony, if you're trying to impress instead of impact, if you're putting on airs, that never works. I'm telling you, it never works. To be your best self, it starts with finding your ugliest self and working through your ugliest moments. And that's what March did for me. When March hit me, February really, but when March came along, and I could still feel the turmoil, and I could still feel the things, and I didn't understand a lot of the hurts and the pains, and I didn't understand people. It took me on a journey. And not only did it help me fix myself and heal my own self, it helped me understand people. It helped me understand the hurts of people. It helped me understand the hearts of people. It really did. It helped me understood how can people be so successful? How can people have so many letters and degrees behind their name, but they thought so weird or wicked or evil, and they participated and they acted out on things that was so harsh. It really helped me understand that. And then it took me on that path to say, God, I need you to heal me, because I don't want to live like this. I don't want to think like this. I don't ever want to act out these things that's in my heart. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. It's understandable now. So that's what took me on this journey to really healing way on the inside. So it will take the ugly things to confound the wise. It will take the hard things to make you a better person if you put yourself in that point. If you put yourself in that place. If you allow yourself to get there. If you be real and authentic. I don't like being mean. I don't like being hateful. I don't like snapping. I don't like going off. I don't like that. That's not something in someone who I'm talking about myself. But you only know your own truths. You only know the things that you need to fix, the things that you need to work through. And a lot of this also started when my son passed, because I had to really sit with myself. Because again, I told you earlier the other night, I had to heal myself from hurts and things that I realized that he and I went through, and things that we never was able to discuss. And still to this day, that things that my daughter and I haven't discussed and haven't talked about because of the walls that's up. So when you really go on an authentic journey to healing yourself, I'm telling you, it's serious. I mean, it puts you in a solitude. It puts you in really looking at who you are as a person. And it takes you back to some childhood stuff that you done. And nobody's perfect, because we can do it intentionally or even unintentionally. No one's perfect. But when you go on this journey, it'll open you up to healing. It'll open you up to not only just healing yourself, but it'll open you up to understanding people, and you have empathy. I didn't say so much sympathy, but you can have empathy, and I can understand why people do what they do. And then I can cry out to God and say, please help me. I don't want to be that way. I don't want you to promote me and put me in positions of power. And then I take my power and misuse it to hurt people and abuse people. And you know what? That could have been me. You know, that could have been me way back in days, and I didn't even realize it was me. You know, I talk about the narcissist experience in my 2020, but I could have easily resided in that in my years past. It's just that in the last 20 years, I feel like, oh my God, you know, I've never experienced it in that level from being done to myself. So my thing is, when you really go on a journey to really become healed, because that's what this channel is all about. And I told you, I'll be very authentic. I'll be very raw. I'll be very real. Always have been. Because that's where I found my healing at. And I can share that with you. Everybody's not as open. Everybody's not ready to go there with people openly. But if you really want to get to a space where you can live your best life, you can really have peace. Because I was in a situation where the person was saying that they had found peace, and they didn't want to tamper the peace. And really, that was a cover up. That was a mask to appear that way. And they were really tormented by their own demons at night. They were really tormented when they were alone. They were tormented. And it made sense to me why they were never alone, why they could never spend one weekend alone by themselves, in a room, in a house by themselves. It's understandable. Your demons will torment you to that point where you just are never alone. For years, it's been that way. So you have to just be mindful. And the only way you're going to get to your real, true, authentic self is you have to be that to your own self. And you have to do work. You have to put in the work. You really, really do. And I just refused to connect. I didn't want to. And it's amazing to me that it's the end of the year. I was just reading my journal from the beginning, not just my calendar. I started my calendar a couple weeks ago, and I was almost triggered. But my journal, I just started it yesterday, and it's unreal. The things that God brought me through, the mindsets that he brought me through, the things that I processed, the things that in my quiet and silent moments. Now, they'll tell you, oh, it's hard for me to be quiet, or I'm careful with being silent. And I get that too. But for me, it was my golden ticket to healing. Because not only was I silent, I learned how to silent voices and really, really pay attention to myself, my actions, my thoughts toward others, and their thoughts toward me. So it brought a deep level of healing, a deep level of understanding, and that's what got me to this journey. So strong mind, strong life. You have to put in the work. You have to work that muscle, which is your mind. You have to work it. To, as far as I'm concerned, it's the most important muscle in your life to work out, to discipline, is your mind. Because your mind is going to lead. And some people say, oh, the heart. You got to be careful because the heart will deceive you. The mind will get you in places that you should be. It'll help you live wise and not just right. Everybody don't understand wise living because wisdom don't have nothing doing with right or wrong. It could be a right thing, but is it a wise thing? The connection can feel good. You can think it's a right connection, but is it a wise connection? So that's a whole nother thing. I'm talking about strong mind, strong life. A strong mind gonna always lead you to a wise life, which wisdom you can never pay for. You can't. And I'm getting ready to go on my live feed and talk about that. So this is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you just for being you. Thank you for the support. This is a new journey for me. I've been consistent now for 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm so excited about it. This is all leading up to my book release and things that I'll do next year. I'm really going to step back into some entrepreneurship. I'm going to do some things that I know that I'm called to do some things that I know that I've been chosen to do. It's all a part of what I was created to do, period, point blank. Hope that you have an amazing day, and I'll come back to you with more content on Strong Mind, Strong Life. Demetrius Thomas from a small city in Florida. Make it do what it do. All of 22.